She wants that old fat man in the next life. Kody mocked Robyn's stepmom and got backlash. The sister wives' patriarch's argument with in-law about polygamy in the afterlife explained. Sister Wives star Kody Brown is known for his explosive quotes, and he didn't disappoint when he decided to call out Robyn's stepmother because she thinks that polygamy extends to the afterlife. Kody doesn't actually believe this, and I find that very interesting. Kody made some wild remarks when he talked about Robyn's other mom, not Alice, her bio mother. I assumed Kody believed polygamy was eternal. Possibly, Christine Brown leaving him rocked the foundation of his belief in plural marriage, although he didn't actually say so. All wives but Robyn were destined to leave, rendering his own polygamy experience complete. In Sister Wives Season 19, Kody's thrown polygamy aside. He might say that 3 women left him, but really, he left them emotionally a long time ago. That doesn't make him a bad person. He fell in love with Robyn. That is a very human thing to do. However, his passion for the demure brunette tore the family apart. Kody, Yanel and Meri Brown are still warring over Coyote Pass. While he dotes on Robyn, he clearly has his limits, as he's willing to make fun of her stepmother. Kody often puts down women. It's not really the most gentlemanly thing he does. In this case, the shade was fairly light-hearted. Kody, while discussing Robyn's stepmother, made it clear that he disagreed with her views on plural marriage, as per TV show's Ace. The stepmother believes that plural marriages last for all eternity, a very long time indeed. Blasting the stepmother in a joking way, he said, "I argue the point with her all the time. She wants that marriage, she wants that old fat man in the next life, and I feel bad for him. Because I'd be running from her." When he said would run from the stepmother, he was obviously just clowning around. However, it was a strong statement. It was one more time when Kody made outrageous comments about a woman. Here are some other gems from on-screen. Teflon Queen, about Yanel deftly avoiding being painted as a villain. Crybaby, aimed at Christine. "I actually like you now." What a backhanded compliment for Meri. "I think Yanel is full of **t, in reference to her views on their family life during the pandemic. It seems like years of being the patriarch have given Kody quite a comfort level in terms of how he expresses himself while discussing women. Yes, he's said nice stuff too, but the meaner soundbites tend to reverberate. They are probably what the now exes remember. He may not mean to demean them, and they've said stuff as well. However, the fact that he's made so many disparaging comments about females is a bit concerning. I think men and women are equal. With polygamy, a man sort of rules the roost. As long as adults are consenting, there's really nothing wrong with that. However, the bad blood between Kody and his former wives seems to demonstrate that, in the case of the Brown family, this dynamic did not make anyone happy, including the man of the house, Kody. While Kody's often a romantic hero for Robyn, Kody's David Yurman signet ring matches Robyn's. He doesn't believe that the Brown family's plural marriage will last into the afterlife. Perhaps he would rather it didn't, as that might mean that it can't really be dissolved. Kody wants to move on with Robyn, and believing that nothing could end his plural marriage, that it's eternal before God, might make that harder. If Robyn's stepmom is correct, Kody will float about in heaven with Robyn, but also with Christine, Meri, and Yanel. Perhaps the family's tension would dissipate in the celestial realm. That would be nice for everyone. This kind of eternal reward would be beautiful, but Kody doesn't think it's going to happen. In my opinion, if Kody's gentler about women, it'll be good for him. It might help him to redeem himself. It's easy to see him as a man who just lost patience with his exes because of Robyn, and when he puts down women, he kind of plays into this bad guy image. However, he does have a softer side, which he should show more often. Sometimes, the strongest person is the most willing to show vulnerability. While Kody's wisecracks about his stepmom were actually funny, they had a bit of an edge too. Sister Wives Kody Brown may use such barbs as a form of armor. When he is dishing it out, he may feel like he has control. However, the sweeter side of Kody, which is also there, might help him to endear himself to his exes and Sister Wives viewers. It's worth a try. Kody Brown has always been outspoken about his views on plural marriage, but his comments about the afterlife and Robyn Brown's stepmother have sparked fresh outrage. Fans of Sister Wives are no strangers to Kody's tendency to dominate conversations, But this time, his remarks have ignited backlash like never before. His dismissive and mocking attitude toward Robyn's stepmother, particularly his claim that she wants that old fat man in the next life, has been called disrespectful, arrogant, and downright offensive. The argument over polygamy's role in the afterlife, already a sensitive subject in the Sister Wives universe, became a heated exchange that many viewers saw as another example of Kody's ego getting the better of him. The discussion, which took place during a tense family gathering, revealed not only Kody's deep-seated beliefs about plural marriage but also his unwillingness to entertain perspectives that challenge his own. Polygamy in the afterlife is a complex and often controversial subject, particularly within the fundamentalist Mormon community. While mainstream Mormonism has moved away from plural marriage, fundamentalist sects still hold on to the idea that eternal polygamy is a divine principle. Kody, as the self-proclaimed head of the Brown family, has always portrayed himself as a devout believer in these teachings. However, his comments during this argument struck many as less about faith and more about his own insecurities and need for control. Robyn's stepmother, a woman who has also been part of a polygamous lifestyle, challenged Kody's interpretation of how plural marriage works in the afterlife. She suggested that women, too, have a say in who they end up with in eternity, a notion that Kody appeared to scoff at. His response, laced with condescension and sarcasm, implied that she had no real choice in the matter. The phrase "she wants that old fat man in the next life" was meant as a joke, but it landed with a thud. The words, dripping with disrespect, painted a clear picture of how Kody views women in plural marriage, as passive participants rather than individuals with agency. The backlash was immediate. Viewers flooded social media, calling Kody out for his dismissive attitude. Many pointed out the irony of his response. While he has spent years championing polygamy as a righteous and divine practice, his tone suggested that he sees it as something to be endured rather than embraced. His remark about Robyn's stepmother wanting her husband in the afterlife was seen as particularly cruel, especially given the way he has treated his own wives in recent years. For many, this incident served as yet another example of how Kody's views on polygamy are more about his personal convenience than true religious conviction. His behavior in recent seasons has already caused fans to turn against him, with many accusing him of using religion as an excuse to manipulate and control his wives. Many viewers saw this moment as a reflection of Kody's deeper insecurities. His need to assert dominance in every conversation, his inability to handle dissent, and his constant mockery of those who challenge him all point to a man struggling to maintain control. As his family continues to fracture, his outbursts become more frequent, and his defensiveness more pronounced. This argument was no different. It was yet another instance of Kody trying to reassert his authority in the face of a shifting reality. The fallout from this conversation will likely linger. Robyn's stepmother, though dismissed in the moment, represented a larger issue within the Brown family dynamic, the question of choice. Christine made her choice when she left. Yanel, too, walked away. Even Mary eventually distanced herself. Now, with more and more people questioning the very foundation of Kody's beliefs, it is becoming increasingly clear that his version of polygamy is unsustainable. Kody's mockery of Robyn's stepmother was more than just a poorly worded joke, it was a revealing glimpse into his mindset. He is a man who expects obedience and deference, unwilling to entertain the idea that his worldview might not be the only valid one. His inability to engage in meaningful dialogue without resorting to sarcasm or condescension has become one of his defining traits, and it is one of the reasons why his family is falling apart. The Sister Wives audience, always quick to analyze Kody's words and actions, saw this moment for what it was, a desperate attempt to maintain control in a situation where control is slipping through his fingers. His mockery of Robyn's stepmother was not just offensive, it was a symptom of a larger problem. The backlash he is facing now is well-deserved, and it serves as yet another reminder that his days of unquestioned authority are long gone. Mary finally trying to bond with Yanel and the other Brown family members. For years, the Brown family of Sister Wives has been fractured by internal conflicts, power struggles, and shifting dynamics that seemed impossible to mend. However, in a surprising turn of events, Mary Brown appears to be making an effort to reconnect with her former sister wives and the rest of the Brown family. After decades of isolation, heartbreak, and failed attempts at unity, Could Meri finally be taking steps toward true reconciliation? Meri's journey in the Brown family has been filled with emotional turbulence. As Kody's first wife, she once held a special place in the family. But over the years, that position eroded due to jealousy, misunderstandings, and the devastating effects of her emotional affair with an online catfish. The scandal, combined with Kody's growing emotional detachment, left Meri on the outskirts of the family. When Kody divorced her to legally marry Robyn, the final nail was seemingly driven into the coffin of their relationship. Though Meri stayed in the family for years afterward, hoping for a chance at redemption, Kody made it abundantly clear that he had no interest in rekindling their relationship. Despite the harsh rejection, Meri remained tethered to the Brown family, clinging to the idea that she still had a place in their polygamous world. But as Christine and Yanel gained the courage to walk away, Meri was left facing the inevitable truth: she was alone in a family that no longer embraced her. When she finally decided to cut ties with Kody for good, many believed she was moving on completely. But now, signs suggest that she may be attempting to reconnect with Yanel and the rest of the Brown clan in a way she never had before. Yanel and Meri have never been close. Their relationship was riddled with tension from the very beginning, largely due to Kody's favoritism and Meri's strong-willed nature. Yanel, a pragmatic and independent woman, often found Meri's personality overbearing. Meanwhile, Meri resented the ease with which Yanel was able to navigate her relationship with Kody. Over the years, their lack of connection became more evident, with Yanel once stating that she and Meri simply did not get along and likely never would. But time and circumstances have a way of changing people. With Christine out of the picture and Yanel also having walked away from Kody, Meri might finally see an opportunity to bridge the gap that has existed between them for decades. Recent reports suggest that Meri has reached out to Yanel in an attempt to mend their fractured relationship. With Kody's iron grip no longer dictating their interactions, both women are free to form their own bond outside of his influence. Yanel, who has always valued strong family connections, might be open to the idea of a renewed relationship with Meri, especially now that they share common ground as ex-wives of Kody. Christine, on the other hand, has built a new life filled with love, adventure, and happiness with her husband, David Woolley. While she maintains a friendship with Yanel, she has made it clear that she is not interested in maintaining a close relationship with Meri. Christine's exit from the family was driven by her desire for emotional freedom and a partnership that valued her, something she felt she never had with Kody. She has moved on, and unlike Yanel, who still maintains some ties to the Brown family, Christine has largely left that chapter behind. If Meri is serious about repairing her relationships, she might face an uphill battle, especially with Christine. But her efforts toward Yanel and the rest of the Brown family could be a sign that she is ready to let go of old resentments and embrace a new beginning. There is also speculation that Meri's efforts may be tied to a bigger motive. Some believe she is trying to secure a place in any potential Sister Wives spin-offs or future projects involving the Brown family. With Christine and Yanel's bond captivating fans, Meri might see an opportunity to reinsert herself into the narrative in a meaningful way. If a spin-off centered around the ex-wives were to happen, Meri would need to be on good terms with Yanel to be a part of it. Regardless of her motivations, Meri's attempt at reconnecting with Yanel is a significant shift from her previous stance. For years, she remained distant, choosing to keep herself emotionally guarded. Now, she appears to be stepping into a new chapter where she is actively seeking out relationships that she once let deteriorate. Meri has been spending more time away from Flagstaff, focusing on her bed and breakfast business and personal development. She has been sharing uplifting messages on social media, hinting at a newfound sense of self-worth and independence. This shift in mindset could be what is allowing her to open the door to healing old wounds. Yanel, known for her practical approach to life, might be hesitant but not entirely opposed to the idea of reconnecting with Meri. After all, they have shared decades of history, and with Kody no longer a factor in their lives, there is a chance for a fresh start. If the two women can find common ground, it could be a pivotal moment in the Sister Wives saga. Fans have long hoped to see the Brown women support one another rather than remain divided by Kody's influence. Meri's efforts, whether genuine or strategic, are bound to stir up discussions among viewers and longtime followers of the show. As the dynamics of the Brown family continue to evolve, one thing is clear: Meri is no longer the isolated figure she once was. She is making moves. Yanelle Brown's weight loss transformation through the years, before and after photos. Yanelle Brown's journey on Sister Wives has been one of resilience, independence, and personal evolution. Over the years, she has undergone a remarkable weight loss transformation that has captivated fans, sparking discussions about her dedication to health and wellness. From the early days of the show to her more recent social media updates, Yanelle's physical transformation has been impossible to ignore. While her weight loss journey has been a slow and steady process, it reflects her broader shift towards self-care and empowerment after leaving Kody Brown. When Sister Wives first premiered in 2010, Yanelle was introduced as the second wife in Kody Brown's plural marriage. Unlike Christine and Meri, Yanelle had always been more focused on work and financial stability than on the emotional aspects of polygamy. She was the wife who preferred to keep her head down and provide for the family, and as a result, she often put her own needs on the back burner. Over the years, her weight fluctuated, a common struggle for many women juggling work, family, and personal responsibilities. Yanelle was never one to obsess over appearance, and she never allowed societal beauty standards to define her. However, as she grew older and started facing various health challenges, she began to rethink her lifestyle. For years, she had put everyone else before herself, but as her children grew up and moved on with their lives, she realized it was time to focus on her own well-being. One of the earliest turning points in Yanelle's weight loss journey came when she partnered with Christine Brown to embrace a more active lifestyle. Christine, who had also struggled with weight and body image issues, found motivation through fitness and healthier eating habits. Together, the two women began exploring different ways to improve their health, including dietary changes and regular exercise. Yanelle's approach to weight loss was never about vanity, it was about feeling better and gaining strength. She made it clear in multiple interviews and social media posts that she wasn't chasing an unrealistic ideal but rather striving for a body that felt good to live in. She wanted to have the energy to keep up with her grandchildren, feel comfortable in her own skin, and reduce the risk of long-term health issues. Over the years, fans noticed gradual changes in Yanelle's physique. She started appearing more confident in photos, her face became slimmer, and she seemed to carry herself with a newfound sense of self-assurance. But her transformation wasn't just physical, it was emotional and mental as well. As she started prioritizing herself, she began questioning the dynamics of her marriage to Kody. Yanelle had always been the pragmatic wife, willing to endure hardships for the sake of the family. But as she grew into her new mindset, she realized she no longer wanted to live in a situation that didn't bring her happiness. Her weight loss journey paralleled her journey to self-empowerment. She wasn't just shedding pounds, she was shedding the burden of an unhealthy marriage and an unsupportive dynamic. One of the key elements of Yanelle's transformation was her decision to partner with a wellness company. She began promoting Plexus, a brand known for its health and weight management supplements. While some fans were skeptical about the effectiveness of the products, Yanelle's commitment to her routine was evident. She frequently shared updates about her progress, emphasizing the importance of gut health, hydration, and consistency. Before and after photos of Yanelle began circulating on social media, drawing both praise and curiosity. While she was never one to flaunt dramatic weight loss, her physical transformation was clear. Her face looked more defined, her posture improved, and she exuded an energy that had been missing in previous seasons of Sister Wives. Fans who had followed her for years took note of how much happier and more confident she seemed. Yanelle's weight loss also coincided with some of the most significant personal changes in her life. When she officially split from Kody, it was as if a weight had been lifted, literally and figuratively. For years, she had been in a relationship where she often felt like an afterthought. Unlike Robyn, who received the majority of Kody's attention, Yanelle had to fight to be noticed. But as she gained more control over her health, she also gained the confidence to walk away from a marriage that no longer served her. Her transformation didn't happen overnight. It was a process filled with small, consistent changes rather than extreme dieting or unrealistic fitness goals. She embraced walking, yoga, and light strength training, finding joy in movement rather than seeing it as a punishment. She focused on eating more whole foods while still allowing herself balance, refusing to fall into the trap of restrictive dieting. Christine played a significant role in Yanelle's evolution.